Yolan True and welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy. I hope you all had a great Christmas time, and now before the end of the year there's still a lot to talk about in videos, and so I'm trying to help you with another topic that is annoying me at least for quite some time, and that is mission bosses. But before I get into the topic, if you in the end have something to add to what I said, or if you have questions or requests for other videos, it's always great if you leave comments under my videos, because I do read them. You might have seen that I answered a lot of them as well, and I made a lot of request videos recently because of requests that I saw in the comments, and so that's your chance as well if you need a certain topic. And if you just want to say hi and where you're from, I'm a curious guy, and I know that I have people from all over the planet, so I'm always happy to know what city you are from. But now let's talk about mission bosses. You know, when you look at the bottom left of your screen, you see this yellow exclamation mark. That's with the 6 here at the moment. If you click that, on top you have missions, away teams, daily goals, and field training. And it's on missions already, so if you look at certain missions, you see at some point that you have to defeat some hostile captain, or some Klingon guard, or certain characters. And oh yeah, they are still I still have to kill 56 level 56 hostiles, which is quite hard at level 48. So, but you see, I did half of it. But most of them are stuck at some mission hostiles, because you often have to deal with them, and those mission hostiles are stronger usually than the equivalent of the normal hostile of the same level. And if you see, I have to fight someone here for a level 55 mission, or level 53 mission, level 54 mission, and as I said, I'm level 48, and that only for a few days. So I went to level 48 on Christmas. We can look at one of those right next to my station, and that is the hostile captain. That is from the mission combat training, which I like, by the way, because of the rewards you get with all the ultra recruit tokens and sometimes officer shards and stuff. And you see, I'm already doing the combat training 55, and I was able to kill the hostiles coming with it. But now I have to kill the hostile captain. And just because it's set, it's normal, it doesn't mean you can beat it. This on the top right of that screen, you see that it says normal. It always tells you if it's very easy, normal, hard, or very hard, which is very red then when it shows. But you cannot rely on this, because it just takes the general stats. And first of all, this is a battleship, and I have an explorer, so it's harder for me anyway to destroy it, because my biggest ship is an explorer, and I can only do this with my biggest ships. So I have to see if I can do this with a certain crew. I tried it a few times, I must admit, and I haven't done it yet. But let's see what happens, and then we look quickly at the battle protocol, because he is indeed stronger than any other 55 hostiles. Other level 55 hostiles I could do easily, but this one I can't. And you see, I'm quite destroyed. That's why I'm stuck at all of them, because they destroy me. But it was my best crew, which helped against a lot of others, and you see that I almost did it. If you look at the hostile, it had a little bit of hull left, but still too much for me. And you will see why. First of all, he shoots first, and then I shoot. My coroner is doing very good in the first shot, but he shoots a lot. And as long as Tal doesn't kick in, I have a problem anyway, and Nero is working, and there finally Tal is kicking in. And it's working only until level 60. But you see that the hostile battleship is firing more and more and more. And it has a lot to offer against my little ship, and I did a lot of research. And if we look at the information, it has far less health than mine, but those are quite strong. And you see damage per round 7.6 million. And if you look at mine, damage per round 3.46 million. So it's more than double the damage I do. So these mission hostiles are quite hard. But the crew I used, and that's what I want to show you, helps me against most of the mission hostiles until they are just too strong. All the ones I have left are far beyond my normal pay grade, and that I got to that point is quite something. So if you imagine you are level 25 and you are doing level 35 missions, yeah, it's almost comparable to what I'm doing here. And so there are a lot of them. No, I wanted to show you the crew. And for that, I have to go to the ship on the bottom. Here it's in my dock, and then we just click manage. And then we quickly go to assign officers. And then you see I use Pike, Nero, and Tal. And that is a combination that works well for me against those mission hostiles. If you know a better one that's working better than these threes, please let me know. Everything I tried, those was the best outcome, because I had a lot of hostiles I couldn't kill, and I tried a lot of crews, and when I used this crew, I finally could destroy them. And that's why I am from personal experience saying this is my best crew for mission hostiles I had so far, because those managed to get them down. But if you have anything better, let me know. I'm always open to new ideas, but as I said, I tried a lot against certain hostiles until I, in the end, used them again, and then it worked. So that's why I'm stuck with those hostiles I have now, because they're far too strong. But the hostiles before, they were much stronger as well, but I could beat them with this crew. And that's because Pike, when fighting hostiles, Pike increases shield mitigation. That's nice. And the important part is he decreases hostile shield mitigation by 20%. That's why Pike is good here. And Nero has one important thing. Every time the ship strikes the opponent with a weapon attack, Nero has a chance of burning it for 2 rounds. And that's what we need to use Tal. And Tal, as you could see in my battle protocol, he has resistance that decreases the opponent's ship's hull health by a cumulative 5% each round while it is burning, versus players and hostiles level 60 and under. And I'm still fighting hostiles under level 60, fortunately, with level 48. And so he is a great asset if he kicks in. If he would have kicked in more, I might even been able to beat this hostile, but he didn't. So you saw I had to scroll a bit until he kicked in. But this is a great combination for those mission bosses. And you see them everywhere. I don't know which one of my other missions I can show you. There's a great one. I have to destroy a level, not a level, don't know, 35 million Enterprise D, called Evergreen though. The Klingon Guard, I don't know which one is in the system. I can show you, they are all in systems which you can't view. In deep space, you always have to be there to look at the systems. And so, no, she's in one of those too. No, if I remember correctly, they're all out there. But deep space is another thing we need to talk about soon. But that is something for players level 39 plus. But you will get there at some point. And so number of people from my alliance recently got there, and they are grinding through it. Because of deep space, I think it's a very nice thing that they introduced Voyager, by the way, because the warp range of the Voyager helped me a lot here. Not with the mission hostiles. My Voyager is still too weak to take on those mission hostiles out there. Some of them are just only alive because my Coronado doesn't have the warp range yet to get there. And warp range is another big issue I have to make a video on still, because I did one on the warp range crew, but not on warp range in general, and I still need to do that. But it's quite interesting that on my level where I am at the moment and where I do the missions, and there are always new missions out there. So don't forget to always look for mission planets. And I still have on my bookmarks quite a number of mission planets where I cannot take the missions yet because I'm only level 48. I need to be further in the main storyline that's always coming to take those. And then, of course, there will be new mission hostiles. And from level 60, I have to use another crew because TAL is not working anymore. But that's a long way in the future for me still, even if I'm doing missions in level 56 systems now. But as you can see, I am level 48, doing missions in level 56. So you always will be a little bit ahead of your own pay grade, so to speak. But with the mission hostiles, I thought that was an important topic I should talk about once, especially also on the crew, and that they are not as easy as the standard hostiles on their level. But another interesting one is if I find another level 48 mission, those hostiles are easy because those that are supposed to be for my level are very easy for what I do with the ships. And so concentrating on research and ships is an important thing, and don't rush your ops levels. I don't know if you've seen my video, don't make this mistake, and that's about all the mistakes I made on my first server, and that you have to avoid, or should avoid at least, from my perspective. And that was something I learned at the time, and that's why my ships are stronger than my level requires, and that makes your life easier to go ahead. And that made it easier for me to do faction missions that are much higher, and so I had it easier with grinding reputation. I'm closing in on the Federation lock, the second lock now. You know that I already got the Klingons at 1.5 billion, but I'm getting close to the Federation on 1 billion as well. And after that, I do the Romulans. But the missions help me, and that's why, for example, if you look at the missions, I still have a lot of missions in my archives. If you look at the bottom of the missions, there's a little box, and if you click that, you get to your archive, and there I archived a number of Romulan and Klingon missions, and when I finish the Federation, I will do the archived Romulan missions here because they get me Romulan points, and in this one 2.5 million, and that's also a help on my way to the next lock when I start them. They couldn't fall into negative again because I already had the 10 million lock, but they will definitely be helpful not to get out of the negative. I'm already far in the positive, but to get me further. And so I'm looking forward to do them very soon. And I'm looking forward to at least try something very soon. At the moment, it's not because of the setup of my studio, and unfortunately using a Mac here, it's not possible to do a live stream here. I was trying that. And so I'm making some tests in my office at the moment, and it will look a bit different. If I'm successful, I try to start a live stream on Friday evening in Germany, and but I cannot promise yet because I have to try to get the same setup here working on a Windows desktop there, because that's the only way where I can stream the game. The game streaming with OBS doesn't work on my Mac, and only works on my desktop, and so I have to see if I can set up the whole thing, because my camera is my iPhone, which is really great. I have to see if I properly can get it connected with OBS on my desktop as well. So far it mostly only worked on my Mac. I know it's possible on my Windows as well, but haven't done that before, and I don't want to have I cannot use the same screen because the size of my desktop stream will be different for the game stream. So I have to try with a green background and to chroma key that thing and so on. I'm working on it. But if I'm lucky, I will have a live stream on Friday, but I won't promise. But you can keep that in mind, that you might see something on the channel page that says upcoming live stream. So keep your fingers crossed that I get this working. But until then, you have to watch videos I already made, and the next one is right here in the end screen if you want to see it. I will see you there definitely as well, and I'll be back.